Okay, so today we're making pie crust, and what can I say about pie crust? When it comes to pie crust, you gotta work quickly because you're gonna start out with cold water, and you're gonna work with fat. You're gonna work with your hands, and you don't want that fat to start melting at all. I need 350 grams. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put this plate on the scale and then zero it out. Okay, so next we will measure out some flour. Zero out this bowl. And then I'm going to just start pouring it in. And we will just get some water. We need really cold water. We need 150 mils. Start out with the flour. Let's make a little well. Okay, now that we got the well, let's throw in some of the fat. Now here I have lard because I like to use lard. Native people use lard all the time. Even though it's not good for you, you can use butter. Butter, I think, melts a little easier. You could use vegetable shortening, which is probably the less flavorful of all three, if I'm being honest. I'm breaking these into little bits because what we're going to do is we're going to blend it into the flour. And when I'm blending it into the flour, I don't want to stand here for a long time breaking up a big block of fat, you know. Now, this is a pastry blender. What you could also do at home if you don't have one of these is 2 butter knives. They're about the same. Just chop it up. That makes life hard though, so this is easier. Now we're gonna blend it up. If you want, not recommended because it'll melt the fat, but if you want, you can use your hands to blend it in. The goal here is to make it look like little balls where it will kind of look like cornmeal. You see how messy that is? So that's why you want one of these. Don't be afraid to upgrade your cooking equipment halfway through, I guess. This seems good. With a little bit of ice water, just slowly pour in and then mix. You can use your hand. You just want to make sure everything gets wet. Not just one area. So slowly pour it in, mix it up, slowly pour it in, mix. Pour the rest, mix. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour it onto our counter. Actually, no we're not. Now what we're going to do is we're going to form it in the bowl. Push it down together. You don't want to mess around with it too much. So push it down, pull it out, push it together into a big ball. And then once it's in a big ball, flatten it out. Now what we're going to do is put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the fridge and let it refrigerate for at least 1 hour. So I'm going to put this on my cutting board and I'll put it in a Ziploc bag because you want it to cool down faster. Make it flat. When we put it in the fridge, it'll cool down. That way, when we pull it out and we roll it, it won't fall apart or stick to the counter or stick to the rolling pin because the fat will be cooled and less sticky. Okay, so now we place it in the fridge.